Having listened to you, I'm very shocked at some of the words attributed to the committee. Even though I have cited some of these allegations leveled against the committee and the statement made by you, the chairman. And for the benefit of the doubt, chairman, what I have cited in some section of the media is to the effect that, and I quote, attributed to Oliver Baka Vomao, NDC members on the vetting committee takes money from Mahama's ministerial nominee before approving them. The deputy speaker must subject himself to oral. Chairman, you are chairman because this committee is existing. And irrespective, we being members of this committee, you are leading us. If there is reputational issues with regards to yourself, it means that the entire members of the committee is affected. And Chairman, if you read clearly Article 1036, and for the benefit, I will read 1036 of the 1992 Constitution. A committee appointed under this article shall have the power, right, and privileges of a high court or a justice of the high court at a trial for. And then I emphasize on A and B, enforcing the attendance of a witness and examining them on oath, affirmation or otherwise, or compelling the production of documents. Chairman, you are admitting to the fact that this has come to your attention. It's a reputational issue. And I don't see why members of this committee should continue with this vetting today because our reputation is at stake. These are some of the perception out there that when you see perception index in terms of corruption, Parliament is within the first 10. And I think that we should not continue with today's vetting, not for the fact that the nominee have done something wrong, but for the fact that the reputation of our chairman and members of the committee is at stake here. If you remember very well, in the 8th Parliament, members of the appointment committee, and if I may mention name, the Honorable Samuel Akuje Toa-Blakwa had to resign from the appointment committee because of matters of this nature. And I think that we should not continue with the vetting today until, as you have directed, the clerk of the committee write to Mr. Vomoro to appear, if otherwise, to produce evidence of any allegation that he has leveled. So, Chairman, I think that we should not continue with today's vetting. It should be suspended until this matter is dealt with. We have no moral right as a committee to continue with this if we have our reputation being tainted with corruption.
I rely entirely on your submission and adopt same as mine and add that my brother, the First Deputy Chief Whip on the minority side, to, with all due respect, recant. We cannot, as an organ of state, allow comments, however derogatory or defamatory they may be, to affect adversely the ability of Parliament to carry out its mandate. We are engaged in a very important exercise of state. And in the triumvirate of approval process, nomination, pro-parliamentary approval, before formal appointment, if we allow comments to, as it were, compel Parliament to not perform its role in the 3 steps leading to formal appointment of ministers of state, then the executive will be dysfunctional. The executive will be rendered incapacitated to perform its function. Because you see, we do not know how long these boycotts, so to speak, may last. So it may not be the remediable step to take. What the chairman has done is the appropriate thing under law. So we must abide how that process will be given effect to tomorrow. It's not next year, it's not next month, it's not next week, it's tomorrow. So I pray you that pursuant to Order 39, Sub-Rule 1 of our standing orders, Chairman, with your leave, if I may read, it's to the effect that a stranger who is guilty of contempt of Parliament or in breach of parliamentary privilege is liable to a fine not exceeding 250 penalty units or a term of imprisonment not exceeding 1 year or to both. So there are penal regimes that are already laid down clearly for a conduct that is contumacious of the powers of Parliament, if it is so established. So I pray you, my brother the whip, let's by all means do what we are appointed to do today. And when we are done, we'll see whether the clerk has also carried out its functions as expressly directed by the chairman of the committee, so we can make progress. These matters, like you alluded to, and the chairman forcefully put it out, every election cycle, members of this committee, and this committee, the membership is not standing. You see different faces every election cycle. So it's not as if there are permanent members who are accused of these things. It is as if the committee, when the season comes, they must willy-nilly be accused of such a thing. So we being new members, the chairman is a new chairman. He won't allow the committee to continue to be tainted in this manner, and we give him our full support. So my brother Alhaji Habib, let's do some work for today.
Thank you very much. I think it's important we place on record that the concerns we are raising do not have anything to do with the nominee. I know the nominee very well. I think he came after me 2 years at the Nooks presidency. However, this matter should have been raised yesterday. We in the minority compromised based on engagement we had with the chairman that the matter should be deferred to today. So it was most coincidental that we are raising it, and it's coinciding with your coming. So it's important we don't get the wrong impression. Again, it is also not because you are not a member of Parliament. People will make the argument that one of their own, the vetted MPs who have been nominated, why him? It is also, that reason can't also be cited. Mr. Chair, it's important we also put on record that the activation of Order 3 was at our instance, where names of nominees will not have to be read on the floor. I recall vividly it was the respective minority leader who activated that, and we got your support, your side to support. So in principle, we in the minority are for the vetting. And the evidence abound. In fact, the formation of the 3 critical committees, i.e. the appointment committee, the selection committee, the business committee, being teased out of the lot for a motion to be moved on the floor for these committees to be formed. It was at our instance as a minority. Let's get it clear. So we are not obstructionists. The intent is not to obstruct government business. These wild allegations are becoming one too many in our country. One is lowering our reputation as an arm of government and an institution of state. All we have as members of parliament is our reputation. That is all we have. When we cannot pretend, sitting behind this table and pretend that we have nothing more than that. It's all about our reputation. And I value my reputation. We in the minority, we value our reputation so well. The majority also value their reputation. So, Chair, we heard your directives well. I think it makes sense, but we disagree. We strongly disagree with you. Today, we cannot vet. The body has been impugned. Our reputation has been battered. Until we purge ourselves, we have no business to vet any nominee. And let's also send the word out there to the executive. We have been most magnanimous to the executive. Even days that we were not supposed to vet, in fact, yesterday we were not supposed to vet. Was it Monday? Monday we were not supposed to vet. Friday we were not supposed to vet. We did all that to hasten the process and to facilitate vetting. So, Mr. Chair, consider your position again. Your directives make sense, but we in the minority cannot comply. Today we can't vet. And it's not personal. Honorable, it's not personal. Honorable nominee is not personal. We cannot vet. We value our reputation. We will not allow our reputation to be battered further. So, in a nutshell, until this matter is resolved and we are purged, we in the minority will not vet. We will not. And let's send this signal out there. If the majority do not value their reputation, we value our reputation. Today, we are not vetting. Chairman, I look into your eyes with the greatest of respect. We will not vet.
For more than 2 terms. And I must say that I'm highly affected by the accusations and the perception out there that we have been found to be taking monies from nominees before approving their nomination. And I think I must say that I'm seriously hurt by this continuous occurrence of such accusations. And as a group, the minority, I feel that in order to protest and purge ourselves of this accusation, it is very important that we call over the vetting now. Because for the simple reason that members of this committee for this particular term are not just any group of people. Most of us are the leadership of the party, of the parliament, and it is very important that we purge ourselves of that accusation before we can continue with the vetting. This is my submission.
Mr. Chairman, I think we've deliberated for quite a long time. I have listened again to our brothers and sisters on the other side. I appreciate all that you have said. And we agree with you that our reputation is at stake. No two ways about that. Because all we are talking about is out there. But like I earlier on suggested, today, the vetting today is what I have continuously pleaded with you, that let us continue, let's put a human face to it. Because, one, we have not communicated to those who are here today. But here we are saying that we have no issues with them. Two, they are here already. Three, for some of us, it is today And now that we have been involved in the discussion, we might have heard all that, those things on social media. But once we are working as a team and we are discussing as one people, because being members of the same committee, we are each other's keeper. I will continue to plead that you kindly treat whatever is on the table with some human face, so that at the end of the day, those who are here will not see us as extending another person's pain onto them. You have, though out of not using the mic, asked whether I have taken money. Money cannot be everything. Money cannot be everything. I think our reputation is highest. If it were for money, some of us maybe would not be here. So please, Mr. Chairman, I think I just want to add my voice and to also tell the general public, no matter where you find yourself, excuse my language, even if you were just sitting in the market, please, certain utterances do not help us. It doesn't help us in any way. So let us be very careful and conscious of the things that we say, which will come back, bite us, and would now be running around and pleading. So the minority side, I wish to still urge and plead that you should forgive and forget, and let us continue. I am saying you should forgive and forget, and I've seen you say, hey, forgive, yes. If you think that we are not going the same way you want, you forgive us, because this is how we also look at it.
Chairman, you see, it's not like we are not forgiving.
Honorable Anomdom,
I think you have not recognized me.
A bite on this issue.
Yeah, but I just wanted to, as a follow-up, it's a follow-up to my good friend. You see, it's not like we don't want to forgive. We care, but I also want to ask you a question. The first allegation was directed at your side, majority side, and then the chair was robbed in. Is it the case that you don't care about your reputation? But don't forget, this is an institution. Parliament. Parliament has been impugned. We don't even have a basis to sit here. You are told you are corrupt. You've been taking money from nominees before you sit, before you approve. And then, shamelessly, you still come and sit. Oh, yes. I'm speaking in context. You still come and sit.
Honorable member, please withdraw the word shamelessly and proceed.
Well,
withdraw. Please withdraw.
I said in a certain context, but if it's the case that is offensive, withdrawn. You have been accused. You have been discussed in the media as taking bribe, and you don't find it offensive. And you say that we should forgive. We won't get to the bottom of it. We should still come and sit here and behave as the ostrich. Nothing is happening, and we go ahead. We in the minority side will not support you to do this. We won't inflict further pains on Parliament. We have suffered too much. It's not okay. It's not. Chief Whip, it's not okay. It's not okay. It's not okay. So what we are saying is very simple. Mr. Speaker, suspend sitting, suspend vetting. The nominee knows it's not about him. We are not being personal. Your visitors, we apologize to you. Go back and come back another time when the committee so decide. If it were you, you will react in the same vein. I am very pained. Since Monday, since Saturday, the weekend, and I got calls. My children sent me the allegation. Daddy, are you taking bribe before you do your civic duties? My constituents send me messages. Are you guys taking bribe before doing your civic duties? Chairman, we beg you in the name of God. Let us come together and fight as a block. Let us fight this allegation as a unit. For once, let's put our partisan positions aside and deal with this young man for him to know that indeed there are parliamentarians who discharge their civic responsibility, our patriotic responsibilities, without necessarily taking money from people. This cannot be entertained. I mean, we can't vet today. We can't. We can't vet today. We can't vet today. And let it be said that the minority are against it. We can't vet today. That is my position. And if you don't care about your reputation, we care about our reputation. Because they've put together all of us. And they said that the institution parliament. And this is the first deputy speaker. A man who has discharged his legislative function with a lot of respect. Honorable Hiavo, we have never heard anything untoward about your reputation and about your persona. We cannot sit and allow people to run you down. You are the Speaker of Parliament. This is an affront on the institution called Parliament. It's an affront on all of us, and we are not going to sit down. There should be no vetting. There will not be any vetting today. There will be no vetting today. No, there will be no vetting. We're saying it. I'm repeating it. There will be no vetting. And let me say it again. Maybe just to rehash. Honorable Boama, it's not about you. And you know we have a relationship. I will not do this to
Honorable,
you. It's not about you. Mr. Chair,
Honorable, please don't be repetitive.
Yeah, I will not be repetitive. And also, his supporters who came with him. It's not about you. It's a principal position that we expect everybody here to appreciate. We can't allow this to go on. Mr. Chair, on this occasion, I invite you to suspend sitting.
Honorable Habib, you had the floor, so please take it easy. Please take it easy. Please, the point of information on what the whip has said. Is it point of information on what the whip has said? So please, please. Honorable Chief Whip, minority, I agree with you, except suspension of sitting. And these are my reasons. I want to place it on the floor that myself and the majority side, we care about our reputation. We very much care about our reputation. We are a country of over 33 million. If you allow a derogatory statement from one person to bring the country to a halt, then I do not think we are doing a good service to our mother country. In the spirit of serving our mother country, I plead and urge upon the minority members to let us do the vetting today. My second reason is to the effect that if you suspend vetting today, the impact will not be on the person who made the derogatory statement, but the impact will be on the nominees we have programmed today to vet. So in effect, we would have been punishing them for a crime that they are not responsible, for a statement that they are not responsible. We have fixed tomorrow to deal with the maker of the statement. So therefore, I will want to touch the soft part of your heart to let us proceed in the spirit of consensus to do the vetting for today as the clerk carried out the order of the committee to invite the maker of the statement to appear before us. Then we can deal effectively with the maker of the statement. So I sincerely plead with you to proceed to do the vetting.
We want to help you to navigate, and in this house, leadership has an inherent responsibility to help you navigate. And I see, with respect to you, you are struggling to convince us. You said you appeal to our soft heart. Indeed, we have heard you. We've heard you, you've spoken, but we are also in pain. We are in pain, deep pain, and we are also concerned about Parliament as an institution. deciding to not to vet today will not be injurious. Let's establish that point. It will not be injurious. We are not saying we will not vet the nominees, but we are saying today, we will hear you when you say we have invited the nominees, we have given them prior notification, they should be here. Fine. We are all Ghanaians. They also care about the reputation. Honorable Boama, he cares about the reputation of Parliament. He cares. And this is a very respected institution you are appearing before, Parliament. And you are being told that the very institution, you are going to be Minister for Defense. You go out there to other jurisdictions and they say that the very institution that vetted you is corrupt. How are you going to feel? How are you going to feel? Mr. Chair, I appeal to you. We have staged a number of compromises already. Check Order 3, I think for the first time, and kudos to the minority. The names came, we assume that they have been referred. We've done all this. Yes, so on this occasion, I'm sorry. On this occasion, Speaker, we are sorry. We cannot go with you. We cannot go with you.
Chairman, like you said, we agree with the sentiments shared by the minority side. But clearly, there appears to be a deadlock regarding whether to proceed with vetting today or not. And I think that when at a committee, Chairman, please, if I may, when at a committee there's a deadlock regarding how matters should proceed, we take a decision. Now, if we cannot build consensus on this matter, I submit that we take a decision. Chairman, look, 4 years ago, the allegation didn't even come from an outsider. It came from within. Vetting proceeded until the matter was dealt with. Two, State versus Autry. A multitude of suspicions do not constitute proof. So Parliament cannot be incapacitated from performing its functions because some persons have made some allegations. 3, Mr. Chairman, a procedure has been provided under law for which we have a remedy to deal with this matter. That procedure, Chairman, has been properly invoked. So this further submission that until we resolve the matter in pursuance of that procedure, we cannot continue to work as an organ of state. With all due respect, it's untenable. Chairman, 4, government business. And as the majority chief whip, who is the avant-garde of government business, I think that government business cannot be incapacitated this way. Otherwise, tomorrow, there will be an orchestrated people who will be sending defamatory comments about Parliament, because they know that Parliament will react like an ale to heat. That once a defamatory comment is made, Parliament will recoil from performing its functions under the Constitution. So I've been pleading that, Chairman, we have heard all the arguments at conclave. So let us proceed to work, to do some work today. Honorable Anodompre. Yes, my reputation has been questioned, but there's a procedure provided, properly invoked under law for that to be dealt with. So I cannot, no, a suspicion does not render me impure. Yes, but that forum is for tomorrow. So, Chairman, it appears that as for the committee, we must do some work appointed to us under the Constitution today. I pray you, let's make progress. Chairman,
I recognize Honorable
Order 284, let's make progress.
The minority has made a position known on this very disappointing allegation by Wo. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Chairman, the integrity of colleagues are on the line. Parliament's own image is on the line. Your own image as a practitioner for over 25 years or 23 years is on the line. Mine, 16 years, is on the line. Roxton, my classmate, Afenyo Market, my classmates. We are all hurt by this very, very unfortunate incident, Mr. Chairman. We believe that we don't have to get to the situation of invoking Order 284 to take a decision. We know you are in the majority. A decision will be taken, and what next? You win the vote, and you need our side on the committee again from tomorrow. I don't believe that is what you want to achieve as chairman. So far, we've produced consensus reports on, I think, all the nominees. And our side has been very cooperative from the time we suspended the rules and Order 3 to date. We've come, we've asked all the questions, we've generated our reports. Nominees have been approved, some have taken their seats as ministers. So I believe that at this point, where we are having this disagreement, after about 2 hours of wait by the nominees, we need to, Chairman, I'll wind up soon, Chairman. We need to suspend sitting, take a break, and go and confer and come and take your decision finally. Thank you.
And creating the impression as if we, the majority members, do not care about reputation, our reputation. I am placing it on record that we very much cared about our reputation. Let me also place it on record that we are just from conclave. Issues are settled on conclave. It is clear from the narration that the minority have made their mind that they don't want to take part in the vetting. It is about 1 o'clock, and we program to start vetting at 10 o'clock. So let their language be clear that they do not want to take part in the vetting. I don't believe in a situation where, at conclave, we take certain decisions, come before the public, and then decide to do otherwise. Now, he mentioned yesterday, he was not in the country yesterday. And it is true, the minority whip wants to raise this particular issue yesterday. And I said, as a committee, let us deliberate on the issue first. I do not think I am wrong requesting that. Let's deliberate on the issue first, because I believed in consensus. You walk to a meeting and say, this is what I want to raise. So if I said, let's deliberate on the issue first, it doesn't mean I am preventing you from deliberating on the issue. There was nothing that yesterday vetting should not occur because somebody in the public tries to damage the reputation of the chairman of the vetting committee and in effect members of the committee. Honourable members, let me also place on record that my little knowledge about criminal law tells me that there is no vicarious liability when it comes to a crime. This is a time-tested principle. Honourable members, the fact that police are always accused every day of corruption does not mean policing should not happen in this country. That is why I am pleading that we all care about our reputation. But there is a procedure available to deal with the person who makes the statement. So tomorrow we'll deal with the maker of the statement. So the maker of the statement, for God's sake, is not before us. So how can we be doing this? So once again, I plead with my colleagues that let's proceed and do the vetting, and tomorrow will appropriately deal with the maker of the statement so that he should bring the evidence that I have demanded money from any nominee of His Excellency, the President. So I plead with you.
Speaker, we've heard you loud and clear, and you also lamented on a number of issues. We want to respectfully suggest you, after the conclave, you can have as many conclave as you should if need arises. So we have to take a look at that again.
Well, we'll rise for just 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Did you suspend for 2 minutes or rise for 2 minutes?
2 minutes will not be enough.
You can do this in 1 minute. 1 minute. You can do this in 1 minute. See your face. You see your face. Roxy, you see your face. No, you go.